Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak in the Bag show for Friday morning, June 1st. It's been an interesting week. Of course, we are coming to you from sportsbookreview.com, SBRodds.com, SBRforum.com. If you'd like to sign up with uwager.com, please use the link in the description box below this video. And if you don't know whether you'd like to sign up with uwager.com or any other online sportsbook, visit sportsbookreview.com and you can find out all about uwager and every other online sportsbook in existence. But if you do sign up with uwager, please use the link in the description box so that the higher ups at SBR can know that you did. All right, we have a lot of great handicappers that join us each and every day in the comments section. Give us a ton of valuable information, and we always give them huge props whenever they make some great calls. But right now, we're going to give some huge props to Loshak in the Bag show's own Jimmy the Bag for nailing 3 picks in the NBA game last night. Absolutely friggin' nailing it. Jimmy the Bag had the first half over, which in retrospect was the right side. Also had just you could tell, just based on his analysis, Justin Searcy yesterday said that Jimmy was breaking the game down perfectly, and it showed, it paid off in his picks. You could tell with Jimmy the Bag's analysis that he was absolutely nailing it. Liked Kevin Durant points under on the prop, on the total under, despite overtime. That one cashed, and he also liked Klay Thompson points over. That one cashed. 3-0 yesterday, Jimmy the Bag. Great research, great results, great analysis, great video content. Jimmy the Bag, take a victory lap.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's a great way. I was really hoping to end the NBA season up double-digit units. Now that's in reach.
Oh, sure.
God, it felt really, really good. It was very concerning. My man Normal Nation had a G on the Thompson prop, and J.R. Smith fell into him 6 minutes into the game, and
yes, I did see that. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh my
that's
God!
Right.
But goddamn, was that a fun basketball game? I was buzzing after that game. I couldn't go to sleep. I had to drink heavily into the midnight hour. I was so buzzing. My heartbeat was. I don't remember being that excited about watching a basketball game. Seeing J.R. Smith run off with the ball. There were so many storylines. LeBron putting up 51. God damn, is this going to be a fun series? And
very nice job,
great.
Jimmy the Bag. And in second place yesterday in terms of handicapping that game well in this show was myself, Peter Loshak. I went 2-1. I mean, it was kind of an easy no-brainer play. It was just that I had the Cavs first half and first quarter. A lot of people were also on that one. The people who were suggesting that the Cavs had a legit shot to win the game outright turned out were pretty accurate. And I said, if you think the Cavs have a good shot to win outright, or you like them on the spread, you got to be liking them even more first quarter, first half, which was the case. That was kind of an easy no-brainer play, and I had those two. And I did also have the first quarter under, which was a call that I made before Kevin Love was announced in. And after hearing Jimmy's analysis and seeing the line move, I realized I was on the wrong side of that. But when you realize you're on the wrong side of something, it can be tough to take it back if the line's moved against you, because then you're risking getting middled. A lot of times it's just the best move is just to let it ride and eat the loss or hope you get lucky, and that's what I did. So I had the Cavs yesterday, first half, first quarter, so I had a couple winners as well. That was very nice. And MLB, overall was not too bad. I had a losing day in MLB, but only because of my horrible 3.3 unit losing call on the Angels fading Carpenter. Other than that, it would have been a winning day for me, so it was okay. It was up and down. Jimmy the Bag, I'm glad we put you on the Seattle first 5 innings team. You see, I think in MLB you have a good read, but because if you left to your own devices, I think you would have been only on the Seattle over on the full game, which lost. But when we talked about it, you went on the first half over and the Seattle first half team total over, and both of those cashed.
It helped very much.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I made the decision after the game, after our show, not to bet the first half over because they were hanging a 4.5, and we got a 4 line shopping, and that was just so advantageous. It was a heartbreak that I didn't hit the over in that game. The amount of hits, the amount of base running mistakes that went down in that game was very disturbing. But yesterday was a good day overall.
Yes.
It was a fun shows, and we were capping well, and a lot of great stuff coming from our chat. It's a lot of teamwork coming together here.
Absolutely. So I did have a losing day in MLB for the first time this week, but I'm okay with it. I also ate a loss with my long shot play on Boston run line -1 at +284, which in retrospect might not have been a terrible call. I did hit with the Houston first 5 innings team total over, and the the second half on that game pushed, so I'm okay with that one. So yeah, I had a losing day, but that's what happens when you take big underdogs. Sometimes you will you take a shot, and if it was close, but no cigar, you do have to eat a unit loss, and that's pretty much what happened to me yesterday. And then today we got a full slate of MLB games. 4 games didn't have overnight lines, and I didn't look at any of those. I will in the evening show, and there's a bunch of plays that I definitely think I'm liking for today's card. Of course, it is Bartolo Colon Day, which means something totally different from what it meant last year. We will get into that game, of course, and there are some WNBA games on the slate tonight. Last night was a tricky one, as people remember from last night's show. I was leaning towards Vegas first half and a full game, but I also said, and you see this in all sports, Vegas is a very young team, and when you have a team in any sport that's very young but with high talent, a high ceiling, you're going to see a lot of volatility. A lot of times when those kinds of teams will win outright as a big underdog and then also get blown out by 30 points, 40 points, and that is what happened last night, so I wisely stayed off that game, and I still have a good record in WNBA overall, and there's 3 games tonight, and I think I am liking some plays that I'm liking enough to go on officially for tonight, so I think I'm going to have some plays in WNBA tonight, and also in this show we'll get some general open-ended thoughts from Jimmy the Bag and the comment section on what's coming up in NBA and NHL. I think that's about it. Did I cover it all, Jim?
I think you did a great job with
it. All right, thanks so much.
A little uncomfortness from our man Bill Butlicker says, please don't deprive me of MMA analysis. Is that for the late show?
We will do. I can tell you right now, Bill Butlicker, as you know, Bill Butlicker, it's a very, very tricky card. A small, not a lot of hype surrounding this card, although the main event is going to be a great fight, but the odds are very tight. I did do my video with Andreas Hale covering this one, and Andreas had 2 official picks. I have, as of right now, no official picks, and we will talk about it. The main fight is Moraes against Rivera. That's obviously going to be a great fight, but the lines are very, very tight on that one. I'd be leaning Moraes, but the lines are close to even, and they should be. And then the other fights are just really, really tough to find a betting edge in. Just nothing that I really saw that I thought I was liking. But yes, we will have an MMA segment in the afternoon show, and I can tell you right now, I have no official picks. Maybe I'll throw on an official pick in the afternoon show, but I don't think so because I don't think I'm going to bet any of those things. Yes, Bill Butlicker, MMA will be on the menu in the afternoon show today, but it might not be a terribly exciting segment, although the main event is going to be a great event, Moraes against Rivera, but maybe not from a betting perspective. All right, let's just look for some other comments.
That's a nice one from Stephen Allen. It takes a Marine to say that everyone hating on the WNBA is
yes.
A real man to let you guys know everyone hating on WNBA is a fool. Edges are edges. Money is money. Respect. Shout out to my man Stephen Allen.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Edges are edges, and money is money. There you go. Bam. Boom! That says it right there. That's why we bet WNBA. I'll bet anything. I'll bet cricket. I'll bet esports. I would love to have more time to do that shit. I'll bet billiards. Have you ever watched billiards? That's interesting to bet on. It's a crazy sport to bet on, billiards.
I've never bet on it. I mean, I bet on it when I play.
Right.
I bet on when I watch. Man, one last thing about watching that basketball game last night, when it looked like. When it looked like the Warriors might cover the spread in overtime, oh, God, I did not want to see that for all the guys who were on the Cavs, and I was just praying that they didn't cover the Cavs. All these guys on the money line with the Cavs deserved a better fate.
Yes.
And I felt really bad for making such a good call and then getting their hearts broken. God damn, I'm excited to break that more down.
And very quickly, just was one question. Roger T, do menstrual cycles affect WNBA picks? The answer to that is yes. They absolutely do, and that's actually a factor that is pretty relevant, that is very hard to get information on. The one thing that is interesting about WNBA, which is why the lines can have more value than other sports, is it's a little bit tough to get information on WNBA. I do look at WNBA.com, I look at Swish Appeal, a few other places, but it can be a little bit tricky to get information in WNBA. But yeah, I do like to bet it, and my record so far is great. Any other comments that are coming in? Alonzo Shivers says, LOL, Pete looking like a gangster ready to go pick up some money. You damn right. You damn skippy, Alonzo Shivers. Look at this. I got a Pepto-Bismol. This color is Pepto-Bismol. I got the collar popped underneath the camel hair jacket. So, hopefully I'll find some time to do a little bit more shopping for some even cooler shades. We'll see. Let's look at some comments, see if there's any handicapping picks or comments coming in immediately. Wow, Marco Lou asking for a WNBA to start. I don't know if we'll do that, although we could, I guess. Let me see. Nasty Nate.
I missed that. Nasty Nate said it was his birthday. Where is that? I missed that.
Fourth, the top 10 comments, the first 10 comments. Nasty Nate says, it's my birthday.
Shit, Nasty Nate, we love you,
Yeah.
man. We don't want to, man. We did not do that on purpose. Nasty Nate, you're one of our favorites, my man.
Yes. Nasty Nate says it's his birthday. He's down a lot of money, and he says, please find me a so-called lock, please, fam. Well, Nasty Nate understands that there are no locks, but there are some picks I'm kind of liking in today's card. So hopefully we can help you, and I think we will. I will commit to giving one official birthday pick for Nasty Nate. Won't be a lock, but it will be one that at the very least I'm betting a decent amount on, and hopefully it will be a positive EV play,
He
if
says,
not a lot.
thank God, because if we had a wish to my birthday, he says, don't check your mailbox on your birthday. There might be a warm cup inside. And I have an idea of what the liquid might be.
Melvin Morrell says, told you guys Golden State third quarter never fails. Absolutely. No matter whether they're blowing them out, tied, whatever. Golden State, if it was close, they covered it by a point or a half point. But once again, Golden State cashed on the third quarter. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it keeps happening.
Yep.
Keeps happening.
Yep. And let's see any other comments that we got we're looking for handicapping comments specifically. Jay Sandercock says Angels, Reds, and Phillies lean. Okay, we will get into that. Miss J says at Pete Loshak, you looking very smooth, Pete. You know it.
Yeah, man. A lot of
You
people
know
liking
it,
your
Miss
look.
J. Shout out to Miss J.
With the camel jacket. A lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
liking it. Even David Stewart says, sorry, Jimmy, but Pete looks cooler in the jacket.
Yeah, well, because I also I'm accessorizing. This is what's known as accessorizing. You got the fucking hair, you got the fucking hat, you got the fucking shades, you got the fucking pop collar. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
I accessorize. Yeah, hell yeah. Jay Sandercock says Angels tonight, Pete. That is an interesting game. We're going to discuss that. They're going up against Big Sexy.
And I'm doing what we did last year.
What's that?
I'm fading Big Sexy. I'm taking the Angels team total over. I'm taking the Angels on the run line. Big Sexy's coming back to earth in a big way.
I mean, yes, that is. We will certainly get into that in a second. Let's see.
Marco Schofield says fade Chris Sale all day. I'm on the over in that game. Cole versus Sale. I had to take plus 105 on an over 7, but I know line shopping is going to get me a 6.5.
We will get into all this in a second. I'm just checking for other just in case anyone didn't make some bold prediction here or give us some advice that we want to keep in mind.
Oh, DJ Big Boss, his son is Nasty Nate. I did not know that.
Is that true?
No.
No, it's not.
But he says his firstborn son, Nasty Nate, respect DJ. We're
Yes.
family here. You know?
Kobe Valentine says Pete and Camel in pink. That's a true man. You know it. Nasty Nate. All right, let's see. Other comments.
Nostratoda says you're a god amongst men.
Oh, thank you very much, Nostratoda. You know it, baby. All right, let's see. Let's get into MLB. How about that? Let's get into MLB. All right, so we got a full slate of games now. Of course, again, the 4 games didn't have overnight lines. I did not handicap. I don't know if Jim did or not, but I'm going to totally pass on those for now. I don't even know where to start. Well, I guess let's start with the Angels game. Bartolo Colon against Barria. Big Sexy making his next start. I'm feeling the same way, Jim. I'm thinking that the Angels on the first 5 innings team total over is the way to go. Jay Sandercock likes the Angels. Big Sexy's had a very, very nice run this year. Maybe it'll continue a little bit. Definitely feels like it's still a percentage play to fade him at this point.
What's Jay Sandercock saying?
He likes the Angels.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But he says got to be careful with Angels daily betting. I mean, the Angels are not playing well right now.
Overvalued, yes.
Overvalued. They've lost, I believe, 11 of 16. Let me get to my notes here. Where are they? Down at the bottom, right? It's a late game. Yeah, here we go. Game time temp 72 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing out. Softly. Angels lost 4 of 5, 11 of 16. Cologne 2-2, 3.55 ERA, 0.93 WHIP. Impressive. But he's allowed 13 home runs in those 63 in the third, and I just think that he's going to slow down. Now, he had a nice last start. Ned Yost was saying great things about him. A lot of managers are saying nice things about him. He's 45 years old and he's still in the game. Pitched in the 6th inning in his past 7 starts, went at least 7 frames in 5 of those outings, allowed more than 4 earned runs only once this season. 12 and 8 in his career against LA, but a lot of that came earlier in his career. Mike Trout 10 for 18 against them with 3 homers. And Drelton Simmons 12 for 26 against them. Pujols 8 for 25 with 3 home runs against them. I am fading him. Barria, 4-1, 2.97 ERA, 1.09 WHIP. He's got the best ERA of any pitcher, any starting pitcher for the Angels this year. Rangers hitting just 237 and 1 OPS. Angels are hitting 248, 742 OPS. We've seen that number dropping. I am on the Angels on the run line and the team total over.
All right, you want the first 5 innings or the full game? The first 5 innings is 2.5. The full game is 4.5.
I'm taking the full game.
All right, hold on. All right, so I'm going to take the. Let me just find my one thing here. I'm going to take the just to start. I might double, triple up on this one as we know I am wont to do. I'm going to take a shot with the first 5 innings over just to start, and that's 2.5 minus 104 at Pinnacle. Jim's going to take the full game team total over for the Angels, which will be let me find it 4.5 minus 114. Jim's going to take LA Angels team total over 4.5 minus 114. I will check Heritage, see if I can get a better number there for it. And you want the Angels on the run line. Let me just find it. LA Angels run line. Best line shopping here at SBRodds.com. 135. And 135 is the best line we can give you. LA Angels run line plus 135. Yes. Okay, and let me just quickly check Heritage here. All right, yeah. My only issue with the Angels on the full game is just that I do agree with the people saying that they might be a little bit overrated in general right now. Is that something we agree with going forward?
I don't know about I mean, clearly, I believe that teams with this huge veteran presence that the Angels have should get off to decent starts, and so. But they're not as bad as they played in their last 16 games, and they're not going to win the American League West. In fact, I don't even know if they're the second best team in the American League West. They are right now, and I guess the Mariners actually probably have that right now. Sorry, I take that back. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
But I don't even know if they're the third best team in the American League West. I mean, that's a very good division, and the Angels seem to be falling back to earth. But I really think that Colon is going to start pitching like his old self.
Yes, I would vaguely agree with that as well. All right, what else do you want to hit us with, Jim?
Well, let's go. I'd like to go down in order of the games going. So I am still making my play that I had on the Yankees-Orioles game yesterday. I'm taking the full game over and the first half over. Game time temp 85 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out softly. Orioles have lost 5 straight. Yankees coming in now. I think the break was good for them, but they came in after winning 2 of 3 against the World Series champs. Gray, 3-4, 5.98 ERA, 1.71 WHIP. I do not trust them. 28 walks and 49 2/3. 3-4 record against the Orioles with a 5.15 ERA. This is a hitter's ballpark. He only made it through 3 2/3 in his last start versus the Angels, who have been scuffling offensively. Cashner has great numbers against the Yankees in his career, but the sample size is so small. He allowed 5 earned runs in 5 innings last out at Tampa. He's a 5.07 ERA, 1.67 WHIP. I just think both these offenses can get to business against these pitchers.
All right, so the lines are roughly the same as what you had yesterday. First 5 innings, over 5.5, minus 118, and the full game over 10, minus 115. I'm still not sure what I think about this one. Next game is interesting. Cubs against the Mets. Chatwood against Wheeler. Obviously, Chatwood has been horrible in his last 2 starts in terms of control. Wheeler's been getting touched, but showing some promising signs. And one thing that is very concerning about this one, I was leaning Cubs here, but there has been a big line move in favor of the Mets. Now, yesterday I was also leaning Seattle. That was definitely one of my leans. I bet it, and there was a big line move in favor of Texas, and Seattle wound up winning easily. But a big line move here in favor of the Mets. They opened at plus 125 at Pinnacle, all the way down to plus 100. Now that could just be advanced analytics guys fading the hell out of Chatwood, or it could be someone out for the Cubs. Do you know what the deal is here?
I don't know why the line move exactly. I mean, I can only just guess at why it is. And I think you're right. I think people are just deciding to fade Chatwood. And, it's a tough call. I mean, Madden said really nice things about Chatwood. He believes in Chatwood moving forward. He said how excited he is about the game this evening, but he always has the right thing to say. Game time temp 76 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out over left center at a decent amount. New York's lost 26 of its last 42 games. They're not a good baseball team, but they've been scrappy, lately. 8-9 their last 17. They've squandered a lead 6th inning or later 4 times, and they've lost Cespedes, Flores, Lagares, and Syndergaard over that period. Chatwood lasted just 2 1/3 in each of his last 2 starts. Shaky ground, this guy. 44 Ks, 45 walks. But I don't trust Wheeler either. I don't trust Wheeler either. He's allowed 4 runs over 6 innings just last out against the Brewers. 5.40 ERA, 1.40 WHIP, 6.00 ERA in 3 career starts against the Cubs. I am taking the full game over here.
Okay, I was thinking about the first 5 innings over as well, and I'm definitely going to be on the Cubs second half on this one. So you want the full game over, which is going to be a 9 minus 103 at Pinnacle. Now I'm thinking that I don't know, the Cubs bullpen can be good, the Mets offense can be stalled out. I was thinking maybe about the first 5 innings over, which is 5, but you want the full game, right, Jim?
I do, and it's not that I dislike that play. I've found this Mets bullpen very susceptible. Now they don't have Lugo to turn to right now, so yes, I'm just going to take the full game.
All right, 9 minus 103, and I am definitely going to take the Cubs here on the second half money line minus 125. That might wind up being Nasty Nate's birthday play of the day because I'm liking that one quite a bit. As Jimmy said, the Mets bullpen can be vulnerable. I do think that unless someone's out for the Cubs also have a big lineup edge here. So I'm going to take the Cubs second half money line minus 125. Jim's on the full game over 9 minus 103, and in the evening show I might wind up throwing on some of the first 5 innings over on this one, or some team totals. Obviously, with how bad Chatwood has been, it's tempting to take the Mets on the first 5 innings team total over at 2 minus 124, despite their lineup not being that great, right, Jim?
Yeah, and some interesting comments here. JK eyeballing the over in the Cubs game. Tomor said the Cubs lost their pitching coach from last year. Their pitching has been nowhere near as consistent. Barca man, Cubs are 6-1 their last 7 games with Johnson behind home plate. I'm on the over. I feel comfortable with it. Mr. Gokster loves the Cubs second half.
Yes, I'm on that one, and I'm definitely thinking this might be another, again, like if Chatwood comes in, when Chatwood doesn't have control issues, which is a very huge win, he can be very effective. My sense is if he comes in and goes 5 innings and gives up 1 or 0 runs, just tip my hat to him. You know what I'm saying? The Mets do have some hitters. And you know what? I won't wait for the evening show. I will take that one right now just to start. Mets, first 5 innings, team total over 2 minus 124. Team total over 2 minus 124. That is the current line at Pinnacle. I like the Cubs second half more than that one, but I think there's value there. Mets first 5 innings, team total over 2 minus 124. How about that?
I like it. Melee Pellisway also on the full game over with Cubs, Mets. Barca man saying over is 4-0 in Wheeler's last 4 starts versus a team with a winning record. Some excellent info here. Nick Dial coming in saying home team has a record of 3-7 in the Cubs Mets game and over under record of 7-2. To the over by Johnson when Johnson's behind the plate umping the game.
And I would also be leaning to the Cubs team total over, although not necessarily first 5 innings. I would be leaning full game at 4.5 because, as Jim said, the Mets bullpen can be vulnerable. And as bad as inconsistent as Wheeler has been, he has shown some decent signs. So I'm not totally sure that the Cubs are going to jump all over Wheeler immediately. But we want to keep a brisk pace here. Let's move on. What else would you like to get to, Jim?
I am believing in this pitching matchup between Strasburg and Fultonavich. I think that Fultonavich wants to be elite. I think this reminds me of the starting matchup between Nola and Kershaw last night, where Nola wants to be elite and wants to show everybody, and that was very successful for me, and I needed it. Fultonavich, I think, wants to be in that next level, and he's not there yet, and Strasburg wants to shut these Braves down. So I am on the first 5 under. I know it's a low line, but I really think they're going to both pitch lights out here early.
Okay.
Game time temp 78 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out, but sideways over left field, 8 miles per hour. Strasburg, 6-4, 3.13 ERA, 1.06 WHIP. Pitched 6 shutout innings in his last start against Miami. Won 4 of his last 5 decisions. His only 28 start against Atlanta. Pitched 8 shutout innings and got the win. Only allowed 3 hits, struck out 8. 28 career starts against the Braves, 11-9, 3.84 ERA. Fultonavich, 2.55 ERA, 1.28 WHIP. He has really stepped up, coming off his best start of the season against Boston. And this is a Boston team that hits righties so hard, and he completely shut them down. Season high, 7 innings, allowed 1 run, 7 strikeouts. 10th game, which he's allowed 2 or fewer earned runs. And he's got great numbers against Washington as well. He pitched against them April 4th, held them to 1 run and 5 1/3, and then lost to them April 10th. And that he gave up 2 earned runs in 5 innings. I like it.
All right.
I like the spot.
First 5 is under 4.5 minus 120. That is at Intertops. Just quickly want to read some comments, then we'll get to some other games. Let's see. Mr. Gokster 99 completely agreeing with my read on the Cubs game. He has Cubs team total over, Cubs second half and first 5 over. That's how I would be leaning as well. Not applicable, says Cubs cream them. Let's see. Barcelona over 9-2 in Wheeler's last 11 starts with 4 days of rest. Let's see. other comments that are
a lot of guys leaning towards Atlanta in this Braves-Nats game. Not applicable, leaning to Atlanta. Tomor says, I think Atlanta's overrated, but I lean them here. And he says Atlanta wants to make a statement against Washington that they are for real. He thinks Fulton Avich pitches well, and Strasburg is being inconsistent.
All right, so let's continue to move on, Jim. I have a bunch of plays that I'm definitely going to be giving here, but let's get to all of your plays first. What else are you liking, Jim?
As I said earlier, I'm on the over, and I'm looking for a 6.5. And Chris Sale versus Garrett Cole. We know that the Astros hit lefties hard. Sale has incredible regular season numbers against the Red Sox, but we all remember games 1 and 4 of the American League Division Series last season. He allowed 9 runs on 13 hits, 1 walkover, 9 2/3. But his numbers in the regular season are incredible. 5-1, 1.31 ERA, holding him to a 168 opponent's batting average. His 13 strikeout to walk ratio, highest ever against Houston. He allowed a season-high 6 runs over 4 1/3 in his previous start on Sunday. He's just looked a little bit more susceptible in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Cole, 5-1, 2.05 ERA. I mean, we know this guy leads the AL in strikeouts, ranks second in WHIP. Opponent's batting average at 169. I mean, he's a great pitcher, but he's starting to come back a little bit. He just allowed 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts against Cleveland. He's a 5.25 ERA over 2 career starts against the Red Sox. We know the Astros smash lefties, 272, 786 OPS, and Red Sox are a team that just, they hit righties very hard. And I think this is a very low over that can get over.
6.5 minus 115. That's across the board. That is across the board. Other places have 7 at plus money, but everyone who has 6.5 has minus 115. I'm just looking for comments here. Buddy Bills likes the Mets and the Atlanta money line. Let me see. Tom Reno says I think Atlanta's overrated, but I lean them here. Udamporn Ratanafakti likes the Atlanta team total over. Okay, but other people saying that Strasburg is going to throw a gem here. All right, so let's get to another game that you're liking, Jim. There's a bunch of other. I'm passing on that one. I'm passing on the Washington game. I'm passing on the Houston game. You're touching all the games that I'm going to pass on. Let's see what else you got for us, Jim.
I am doubling up in Pirates at Cardinals. This is the same situation that I've been hammering of late, and I hammered yesterday. This is 2 pitchers that just faced each other, just faced these lineups last week, and Tyon and Mikolas, and I think they can get touched again. Game time temp 91 Fahrenheit, warm day, wind blowing in softly, but beautiful day for offense. Cardinals came back from 5 runs down in the 9th inning, beat the Bucks last night. Bullpen has pitched 8 innings over the last 2 days, so I think when they get to the bullpen, it's going to be some of their weaker guys coming in.
The Pirates, you said, for that.
The Cardinals bullpen has pitched 8 innings over its last 2 days. Yes. Tyon 2-4, 4.53 ERA, 1.25 WHIP through 57 2/3. Mikolas has been incredible. We know that. Yes. But in his last start, the Pirates touched him for 4 runs in 6 innings, and I think his numbers aren't going to be this good come the end of the season. Although he's been great, no question about it. Pirates are hitting hard. Cardinals are starting to hit. And I'm on the first half over and the full game over.
Okay, and I'm going to take a shot with Pittsburgh on the second half. This is definitely a borderline play for me. I could leave it off, but because I do kind of like the Cardinals offense, right? Their Cardinals offense is...
They're starting to play. Yeah. As soon as Carpenter and Fowler stepped up, we knew they'd have a strong offense. Now we're just waiting for Azuna. They are capable to having a really, really strong
And how about the Pittsburgh offense? They were putting up some great numbers in the beginning of the year. What's your take on them right now?
We've just seen it slip, but I mean, they still have a 782 OPS overall. I mean, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Kobe Valentine says he loves Pittsburgh tonight.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take the second half at minus 125. Well, that is borderline. That is not nearly as strong of a play as the Cubs and some other second half plays I'm going to have. And Jim is going to take the St. Louis game, first half and full game over. Let me just find the best lines here, and then we will move on. We do want to keep a brisk pace here, Jim. Always keep my eye on the brisk pace. Pittsburgh, St. Louis. Well, we can give you 7.5 minus 120 or 8 plus 102. Which would you like?
I will take the over 7.5
minus 120. That is the current line at Heritage. Over 7.5 minus 120. And for the first 5 innings, let me line chop here for you as well. We can give you 4 minus 115 at Bookmaker. 4 minus 115 at Bookmaker. How about that?
I love it.
Okay, 4 minus 115. That's not too bad. I might go on that one myself. 7.5 minus 120 and 4 minus 115. And I'm on the second half, Pittsburgh minus 125. All right, what else you got for us, Jim?
Moving down the line, you know what? I would just like to talk this out because I didn't have enough time to put the bet in. We've had a ton of discussion this morning about the Coors Field fade. A ton of discussion because, as you guys probably could see, the Rockies were a dog at first, and then now it's become a pick'em. And talked with Nostra for a while about this. We were all breaking it down, and in that, the decision, at least from Nostra, and something that I believe I will be following, just haven't sent it in yet, will be that he likes the Dodgers quite a bit better than the Rockies. Even though the Dodgers don't hit lefties, Tyler Anderson does not look good, and they've hit him. Now, he's had 4 starts at Coors Field against the Dodgers, and he's pitched okay, 2-2, 3.75 ERA. So he's actually pitched worse over at Chavez Ravine. But he likes the Dodgers quite a bit better than the Rockies as a team moving forward. And Dodgers have won 10 of 14. He thinks that and I agree with him, he thinks that there's a recency bias going on with what happened with Philadelphia. And one interesting thing about this market is that it's a pick'em. But when you go to the -1.5 at Bet365, the Rockies are plus 200 and the Dodgers are plus 140.
Okay.
So the market certainly believes that the Dodgers have a much better chance at hitting this run line. And I was curious what people thought about this because we're kind of tweaking the Coors Field fade, something that we really didn't want to do, but we're forcing ourselves to do.
Okay. Yeah. So no pick on this one, huh, Jim?
I am... I believe that that Nostra's right. That they're just that the Dodgers are a better team right now than the Rockies. And Kemp just had a day off. Mele Pelosway says Rogers run line, count me in, and I'm going to not applicable. Has an LA lean. Young Vaughn agrees.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump on it. I'm gonna make it. I haven't bet this yet, but I will after the show. I'm gonna take the Dodgers on the run line.
All right, we do have to keep a brisk pace here. Let me see. This game did not have an overnight line, so I did not look at that yet, but I will in the evening show. LA Dodgers minus. The LA Dodgers.
Yes.
Okay, so because I'm seeing the Colorado as the alternative run line for
just go up to the top.
All right, so you want the LA you want the LA Dodgers. Okay, so I'm going to check the SBR odds right now. The best line at SBR odds would be plus 143. Plus 143.
Cool.
Okay, you want that one. All right, so Jim's going to take the LA Dodgers minus 1.5 at plus 143. Let's get into some of the other games that I was thinking about that I'm going to give. One play that I think I'm definitely going to give, just kind of a small little no-brainer in the Philly and San Francisco game, is going to be the second half under 3.5 minus 125. San Francisco second half under 3.5 minus 125. Pavetta's been good. I was thinking maybe about taking Philly on the first half, although we don't exactly know what's going to happen here. The Giants are getting a bunch of guys back. Stratton's been a little bit, to put it mildly, a little bit iffy. His last start was a little bit better, but definitely considering taking Philly on the first half. But for right now, I'm just going to make one play. Second half under 3.5 minus 125. Let me scan the other games that are interesting. Milwaukee White Sox is definitely an interesting game.
I'd like to talk about that because Joe D has been very hot and is hitting at a high rate, and he's already given that play out. Milwaukee first 5 minus a half run at plus 110, and he's pounding this. He's putting 700 on it. So I broke this game down quite a bit. What do you have?
Other people are suggesting that the White Sox might be a good play here. My sense on this one is that I'm thinking about Milwaukee on the second half, and definitely thinking about the first 5 innings over. Both of these teams seem very, very vulnerable right now. I might even do one of these things where I try to stack some units and take the first 5 innings over, and also both teams' first 5 innings team total over. I'm definitely going to take Milwaukee though on the second half, and as far as the overs are concerned, I'm personally concerned that this line has gotten bet down, because I was liking the over quite a bit here. It's gotten bet down though from 9.5 at Pinnacle all the way down to 8.5 or 9. So I'm assuming someone must be out, or maybe a couple of people must be out for both teams. I don't understand the line movement favoring the under. I'm definitely going to put Milwaukee second half as one official pick, and I'm definitely leaning overs, and especially first half overs in this game, and I don't understand the movement. What are your thoughts on this one, Jim?
Wow, Kingsley Maydew making a big bet on Milwaukee. I feel like this. I don't like Hector Santiago.
Yeah,
but this is a great opportunity for him. This is a Brewers team that's just not hitting lefties, and that's my concern about this play. That's my concern. They're 219 with a 649 OPS versus lefties, and Santiago 1-2, 4.87 ERA, 1.51 whip through 44 innings, and I don't like him. But he's pitched better in his last few starts. He struck out 18 batters in his last 20 and a third with a 3.54 ERA over that span. Now, the White Sox have dropped 4 games in a row and 6 of their past 7. A couple things are going on. They the Farquhar, I believe that's his name, the guy who had the aneurysm.
Yeah.
He's pitching he's throwing the first pitch out. I wonder if that will give the White Sox any momentum. They're very thankful that he's back and getting healthier again. And then I was adamant that Chase Anderson was going to regress this year, and he has so far. His whip is still low, but 13 home runs allowed in 55 innings, 4.42 ERA. I just thought last year was not real. He had a velocity increase, all this stuff, and he looked like an ace, and I just don't buy that. I've watched him his whole career and don't buy that. I'm off this game at this point, but I'm very interested that all these people have decisions and thoughts about it. And one of the things is Kobe Valentine says Chicago White Sox money line is one of my top plays.
Yeah, all right.
Buddy Bill says it's the play of the day.
I'm definitely going to take the first 5 innings over at 4.5 minus 130 at Bookmaker. I'm definitely taking that one. Definitely taking Milwaukee on the second half minus 130, and thinking about throwing on the White Sox. First 5 innings, team total over as well. And in fact, I will do that one right now. Let me just find it. White Sox first 5 innings, team total over 2 minus 108. I will take that one as well. White Sox first 5 innings over 2 minus 108. So I have 3 plays. White Sox first 5 innings over 2 minus 108. Milwaukee second half minus 130, and the first 5 innings over 4.5 minus 130.
Great stat by Joe D here. According to Baseball Savant, the current Brewers lineup owns an expected weighted on base percentage of 482 and an expected batting average of 372 against Santiago heading into this game. That's an interesting stat, seeing how terrible they've been against lefties this year.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I'm very uncomfortable with this game.
Okay, so we do want to keep a brisk pace here, Jim. There's a bunch of other games that I'm liking. Let's talk about Toronto and Detroit. Now, Detroit has quietly been one of the best teams at home in baseball this year, and kind of killing it recently. There's a very low line here. Toronto, we know the deal with them. No great shakes. Hardy against Garcia, 2 starting pitchers who I think are a little bit vulnerable. Coming off of a good starts at this line, I'm definitely leaning Detroit, either -1 or on the full game. What's your take on this game, if any, Jim?
I'm just very confused with Jaime Garcia. Very confused. He comes off the 10-day DL and pitches lights out. Very sharp. Limited Phillies to 1 run, 5 hits, 7 innings. So I don't know what to make of him. And Hardy is very confusing too. At first, I was definitely going to take the Tigers because I feel like if you take the Tigers against every lefty, you're probably going to make money. They just seem to hammer lefties. Jays look terrible right now. So, but I think I just need more time on this game. Jays 9-19 in May. They batted a combined 224 during the month, scored 3 or fewer runs 15 times. Josh Donaldson's out, and the Tigers might get Cabrera back. I found that. What do you expect from Hardy now? He got his first career win as a starting pitcher, and he looked great against the White Sox.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously long term, I'm not too high on Hardy, but in this spot, this is a tough game. This is a borderline play here, and this is also a game where if I do see a big line move in the 6 o'clock show, I might tail that line move and take back my play here. But I will take Detroit -1 just to start as an official play. This is another one that there's a lot of plays that I'm really liking a lot on today's card. This is not one of them, along with the Pittsburgh second half, but I will throw it on there. Detroit -1, the money line part of that -105, the run line part of that is +180. If I see a strong line move in favor of Toronto, I might tail that one and pull this one back in the afternoon show. But for
a ton of guys on the Tigers here in our chat. Just
they've been great at home. They've been great recently,
and they smashed lefties.
And Toronto is, except for Garcia's last start, which is a little bit, confusing.
I know we're trying to keep a brisk pace, but Brian Cox has a question that I'm sure people are interested about, and he says, Peter, I can't get it right now. Sorry, but I remembered. He said, Peter, here, Loshak, why do you only bet halves?
Oh, I don't only bet halves, but you go where the value is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I want the joke I was going to make, but you go where the value is. If there's a play that I'm liking and I isolate value and I see another angle that has even better value, I'll go with that. Now, obviously, a lot of these plays are highly correlated. They didn't offer first half team total overs for a long time or second half plays for a long time. Those are new plays, and if they stopped offering them, I would probably make similar bets on on other plays that are highly correlated with those plays. But I'm gonna gravitate always to the bet that isolates the value that I'm handicapping the most out of any. And that's why so many people like player props. That's why player props can have the most value in any sport because you can really isolate value particularly. That's also why player props have much lower limits and higher juice than standard lines and totals. And that answers the question as well as I can within in 30 seconds. And we're going to continue our brisk pace here. Mr. Goetzer likes the Tigers team total over. Here's another game that I did bet, and I'm interested to hear what people think about it, especially the guys who follow pitchers closely. Tomarino Tomor, Kobe Valentine, all the guys who follow pitchers closely. Minnesota and Cleveland, right? Carrasco has been stumbling recently, although he's still getting strikeouts. Barrios, of course, off of his after his stretch of mediocrity, has started to string together good starts, and I was thinking this might be a good spot for unders. First 5 or full game. I'm still not quite sure to make of Cleveland's bullpen. How dog shit is it? So obviously, if you're taking a full game under with Cleveland, you don't want their bullpen to expect them to be dog shit, right? So I'm leaning first 5 under and full game under in Cleveland, Minnesota, Jim.
That's interesting. It's very ballsy to take the full game under watching this Indians bullpen completely self-destruct.
It's dog shit. It's not
well,
plastic.
Andrew Miller's
shit.
Back on the disabled list. They're just... I had a lot of trouble with this game. Barrios is starting to pitch very well again.
Yeah.
And with the wind blowing in strongly, I agree. And then we have a Twins team without Mauer, who's got concussion symptoms, without Buxton, who's on the DL with a toe injury. And Carrasco looks questionable, and Barrios has pitched very, very well. Worked into the 8th inning each of his last 3 starts. Not allowed to run in 3 of his last 4 outings.
Yeah, I'm going to take the first 5 innings under at least. That's going to be 4.5 minus 115 at a bookmaker. And as far as the full game under, the Indians bullpen, is it really dog shit? Is it?
I mean, this is a results-based industry, and we look at the results, and the results are god-awful. They have over 6 ERA. I mean, they're the worst bullpen by far in the American League.
Here we go. Tomarino Tomor says Carrasco has a history of injuries and wearing down. I don't think he's 100%. So Tomarino Tomor predicting an injury currently for an undetected injury, which happens all the time with starting pitchers, all the time. Cleveland's offense is hot right now too. He's had back issues this year. Kobe Valentine, I was leaning Minnesota money line. Cleveland pen can't be trusted, but both pitchers pitch well away and home. Barrios. Pete, I do like your first 5 under, but would pass on the full game under.
And look at Nostra saying, I'll take Carrasco over Barrios all day, every day.
Interesting. Despite how he's pitched, Tomarino Tomor is saying Carrasco might be injured. Minus 110, Nostra Tota not believing that. Ziggy Ball says Indians is a stay-away game.
Max making prop bets on the over strikeouts and Cleveland team total overs.
Yes, I mean, again, pitcher strikeout props. We don't have time to get into those, but those can be. I know some guys who do that very, very successfully. Pitcher strikeout props can be great value, Jimmy the Bag. And if you ever want to start doing those, we absolutely can.
So what was the under the first half under?
4.5 minus 115. 4.5 minus 115. Anil Frank likes the first 5 under or Twins first 5. Okay.
That's very interesting. I'm going to take some more time and look into that and see the line move.
Yes. Let's see. Mally Mal likes under. Let's see.
What's going on with Carrasco? That's my question. He's got 3.98 ERA. His whip's still low. He's still K, 71K, 72 in the third. A lot of it still looks good, but and that was the Astros he was up against. But I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to make of him. I'm going to spend more time on this game, but I think you guys are on the right way.
Interesting. Great comments coming in here from other games as well. Kobe Valentine says, just take Detroit and don't look back. Jace Penn sucks. Donaldson questionable. Our players can't hit. Detroit been on fire lately. Edge to the home team. Triple Beam says soft throwing lefties in particular, Jimmy. Talking about how the Tigers hit soft throwing lefties. Tigers are line drive, ball and play hitters, action players, not sluggers. Soft throwing lefties are key. What a comment from Triple Beams 3 right there. Let's see what else. Mr. Gokster likes the Tigers team total over. Let's see what else do we have
He's
here?
also on your under first 5 in this game, and he also likes no score in the first in this game.
Let me see other comments. I think I handled that question for Brian Cox pretty well, right? We are keeping a brisk pace.
Yeah.
I nailed it in about 25 seconds. All right, we got some other. Kotomori says, I don't know if Carrasco's hurt, but I do think he's wearing down. His ERA was 2.3 a month ago. Now it's nearly 4. Okay. So let me see. All right, other comments. I mean, other plays. I'm definitely thinking about taking the full game under on this friggin' Cleveland Minnesota game as well. That will be a kind of a ballsy play, won't blown it in light of how dog shit Cleveland's bullpen is, how strong Cleveland has been hitting. But I think I'm gonna do it. I might pull it in the evening show.
What are you getting?
8.5, which is not great, but I understand why it would be. I'm gonna take the Minnesota game under 8.5 minus 108. Under 8.5 minus 108. I definitely like the first half under more, but I'm gonna go for a double up here, and I'm gonna take that. Keeping a brisk pace, moving right along. What else do I want to discuss here? Other games that I think maybe we've gotten to everything. Well, I guess the Oakland KC game is very interesting. Chris Davis, is he back? Is he back?
Oh, he's back.
He is back, right?
He looked great yesterday.
Yeah. So Montas against Kennedy is the pitching matchup here. Montas had a great start in his last start, and but long term, he didn't have great minor league numbers. I'm not too high on him.
But he throws 98.
Yes, I mean, yes, he does. He's always had great. He throws 98. He's actually hit triple digits in his career. Yeah. So maybe he's improving. It's not unthinkable. Go ahead.
It's interesting because we've talked about a lot of the guys who've come up in the Oakland A's system, and they had incredible numbers in Nashville. And Gossett had lights out numbers. A lot of these guys they brought up, and he doesn't. And that gave me pause. I did not. A lot of people think every time you get a chance to go against Kennedy, you fade him. I did not know what to do in this game.
Well, my first thought was Oakland first 5 innings team total over, which is 2.5 minus 109. The question is just how rejuvenated is Oakland's lineup now with Chris Davis back?
They looked awful without him. I couldn't believe because I have the futures bets on him, and I was just shocked at how bad they looked without him. And he's just a key cog there in the middle of the line. I mean, one thing that's happened it's everybody started to fall back. I mean, obviously Jed Lowry wasn't going to be hitting 350, but he's just the bottom's falling out with him. And then I look at his number; they're actually not like he's still holding his own and batting over 300, but it just feels like the pace he was on was just impossible to continue. And then all the guys who I thought had power, are just not hitting homers. I don't know what to make of the A's at this point. I don't know what to make of this game. Is Kennedy just an auto fade?
He might be close enough. Any comments coming in, Jim? Any comments coming in about Kennedy in this game?
Yeah, seriously says I was leaning Royals. Mally Mal says Kennedy got like a 5.56 ERA versus Oakland. I have those numbers. 5.09 ERA in 3 career starts. He also is getting hit by both right-handers and left-handers at the same rate. 298. Right-handers are hitting him and left-handers hitting him 288. So he's just getting touched by everybody. Flipper 13, I'm on the A's too. Tomor says I'd lean KC. Tomor says Kennedy's been horrible. Older pitchers are hard to back in bad form, but this is a perfect park for his fly ball style of pitching.
Yeah, it kind of is. All right, I'm going to hold off on this one for now. I'm going to check the line movements. That's it. Once again, there are 4 games that I'm definitely going to dig into tonight that didn't have overnight lines that I'm going to hopefully might have more plays on. That is Yankees, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Cincinnati, San Diego, and Dodgers, Colorado. All 4 of those games I did not have a chance to look at on the overnight lines, but I am going to look at them this afternoon and make some decisions on plays there. Let's review all the plays that Jimmy and I have given. Jimmy, we have given a bunch of plays here. Jim is on. Once again, Baltimore, first half over 5.5 and full game over 10. St. Louis, first half over 4 and full game over 7.5. LA Angels, team total over 4.5. Houston, full game over 6.5. LA Angels run line plus 135. Atlanta, first 5 innings under 4.5. LA Dodgers minus 1.5, and the Mets game over 9. I have a ton of plays. About 2/3 of them I'm really liking. A third of them are a little bit iffy, but I'm going with them anyway. Let me start with the iffy ones. The iffy ones are Pittsburgh second half minus 125, Detroit minus 1, and the Minnesota game under 8.5 minus 108. Those are the 3 plays that I've given officially that are iffy, borderline. The other ones I'm liking quite a bit more, and those are White Sox game, first 5 innings over 4.5, Milwaukee second half minus 130, LA Angels first 5 innings, team total over 2.5, Minnesota first half under 4.5. The first half counts as a play that I'm liking. Full game counts as a play that's a little bit iffy, but I'm going with anyway. White Sox first 5 innings, team total over 2. Mets first 5 innings, team total over 2. San Francisco second half under 3.5, and that's about it. Cubs second half I mentioned. White Sox first 5 over. Milwaukee second half, and that's it. Those are all the plays that Jim and I have given so far. Again, in the evening show, we'll review all the line movements, and we'll review other analysis that comes in, and we'll maybe add some more picks, maybe convert some leans to picks. Jimmy the Bag, you think you're going to have any more picks in the evening show, or you think you're probably done with the MLB card?
Oh, I'm not not done. I need to do a little bit more work on these last 3 games. Rays, Mariners, Reds, Padres. I need to study Walker, Lockett a little more, and then the Pavetta-Stratton matchup. But as it is Nasty Nate's birthday, he did say.
Yes, Nasty Nate. You know what? You know how I don't like to give parlays, but since it is a birthday thing, I'll tell you what I am liking. Nasty Nate. I'm definitely liking Milwaukee second half, -130. Definitely liking Cubs second half, -125. I'm liking my top 5 or 6 picks. I'm liking kind of all of them. I could give them like a fat parlay. But I don't want to do that because I don't want to encourage people to bet parlays irresponsibly. But I'm liking the White Sox first 5 innings team total over 2 to hit Anderson. I'm liking the Mets first 5 innings over 2 to hit Chatwood. I'm even liking the San Francisco second half under decently, a little bit less. So Nasty Nate. I guess my favorite play though would have to be I don't know. It's a tie between the Cubs second half and Milwaukee second half. Maybe both of those. Since second halves often push, maybe I'll just tell them a parlay. Milwaukee second half -130 and Cubs second half -125. 2-team parlay. How about that? No, I'll just give them the Cubs. Cubs second half. Second half.
Okay, when I'm looking over all
minus
this,
-125. Cubs second half -125.
I would say the play I have the most confidence in, right now would be. It's tough, but I like the over in Chicago versus the Cubs versus the Mets.
Okay.
I like the full game over. I think both Wheeler. We know that Chatwood hasn't gotten through 2 1/3 the last 2 starts, and I think Wheeler is touchable. And the Cubs offense is hitting hard. It's a nice day for offense, 76 Fahrenheit and the wind blowing out. So I would say the Cubs Mets over 9, and if you can get 8.5, all the better.
Yes, Cubs Mets over 9. All right, I'm just looking for some other comments here before we get into WNBA. I'm just scanning back for other comments. Where are the comments? Coming in? Any comments that you can find that Carlos Luders likes Cleveland first half, St. Louis first half. I don't know about that. I'm kind of liking Barrios a little bit more than Carrasco, but we'll see. St. Louis first half might be a no-brainer play as well. At least in the current form, you'd give an edge to Mikolas over Tyone. Let's see other comments.
We need to get that info from Twadi. He knows the Pirates so well, and I believe he's hitting team total overs in that game, and does think there's going to be offense from us talking this morning on Twitter. But he's watching right now, Twat. So we'd love to hear what you think of that Pirates Cardinals game.
Okay, I'm just looking for Ziggy Balls likes the A's with Montas. Actually, he likes the A's. Yeah, that might be a sneaky play. Once again, come back at 6:00. We'll review all this and add some other picks onto our official plays as well. Let me see. Other. I'm just scanning. Oh, here we go. Kobe Valentine says Carrasco has apparently some issues with his foot. Not sure if it's ligament issues, Achilles, or something else. There you go. So Kobe Valentine confirms that Carrasco has issues. That might make me like Minnesota on the first 5 innings a lot more, or the Cleveland first 5 innings team total over. But I've given 2 plays, and we'll leave it at that. Let me see. What else do we have? Let me see. Okay. I'm just looking for comments. Did Nasty Nate get the birthday pick?
He did, I believe.
Okay, great. I'm just looking for other comments. Jim, scan for comments if you find anything that you want to identify anything that you want to shout out before we get to WNBA. I guess not. I guess we've pretty much covered it. All right?
Just Mally Mall likes Oakland as well, leading the run line. And I think this card needs more work. It was a tricky card. And a lot of the first games, a lot of the 7 o'clock games, I just left alone. I mean, after hammering them for a while, I felt like it was difficult to find an edge.
Okay, so now let's get into a WNBA. I wisely stayed off the WNBA game yesterday, even though I was thinking that maybe Vegas would be a play at. As a big underdog. There are 3 games tonight. Obviously, Vegas is on a back-to-back. I did not have a chance to look at that one. I will in the afternoon show and maybe have a play on that in the evening show. But the other 2 games, Phoenix against Minnesota and Connecticut against Chicago, I'm definitely thinking that Phoenix is the play here, getting this many points. Minnesota, obviously, I knew this from the get-go, or not I knew it, but it was one of my predictions from the get-go that Minnesota would be overvalued, the best team in the WNBA. They are now 0-5 against the spread on on the year. Phoenix is also off of 3 straight ATS losses, but Phoenix is a team with with a deep team with a lot of veteran talent, and I'm not sure that they should be catching 8 points here from Minnesota. Although obviously Minnesota getting a blowout win here would not be unexpected at all. They are the best team in the WNBA right now, but I'm thinking that Phoenix is off of a couple losses, and Minnesota is off of a loss too. So I'm thinking that Phoenix is the way to go here. I'm just talking it out in my head right now. Let me just think for a second. And I will make that one an official pick. Once again, there are no locks in sports betting, right? You know what I'm saying? And if you think about something long enough, you can always talk yourself off of anything, because you can always make a strong case for the other side of whatever you're leaning towards. That's why the line is a market line, right? But I'm going to take Phoenix, although I don't like the fact that Pinnacle is headed up a little bit with Minnesota. But I'm going to take Phoenix +8, +100. That's the current line at Pinnacle. I don't like the fact that Pinnacle does have a lean towards Phoenix at towards the Lynx at -8. But I'm going to take them +8, +100. Any comments coming in, Jim, that are interesting?
Yeah, Torrance says I like Minnesota here. I think they're bored waiting for a big test. I like
yes,
the 8.
You might be
gets
right.
Up for Phoenix, and they match up well with, Fowles. I don't know, and guarding Griner.
Yeah, Tom Marino says Taurasi is older now. I don't think Phoenix is a very good team, and we see the same thing in a lot of sports. The top teams don't really care about when they play mid-range teams, and then they get up for the teams against the tougher opponents. Tom Marino liking Minnesota -8. You guys might be right, and I might be on the wrong side here, and I might pull this one also in the 6 o'clock show. But
Godmother has spoken. Suns and Vegas.
Suns and Vegas. Okay. Hold on one second. Wait. Suns and the Connecticut. She likes Connecticut. Yes. Yeah. I was thinking about that as well. Connecticut is obviously a very deep team. Chicago is a team that I've been riding, though, this year, so I don't really want to. I don't feel comfortable fading them as a big dog, but I was definitely thinking that at least early, Connecticut might be the play. And I'm very concerned, though. You know what, Jim? I'm starting to think that Phoenix might not be a good play, because it's a little bit obvious to take them as a huge underdog. You know what I'm saying? And some people I respect. Gerald Martinez says Lynx had a tough practice about intensity and passion. I think they come out strong early. That's why. Well, they are off a loss, and I did have the Lynx first quarter in their last game, and I'm just thinking that Phoenix is good enough and deep enough to hang within single digits the whole game. But I might be totally wrong here. I don't like the fact that Tom Marino likes Minnesota. I don't like the fact that, who else was it? Justin Searcy. Who else said that they liked Minnesota?
Sorry, I have to save Nate Pereira. He's hanging himself as we cap women's sports.
And well, right now we're going to review our MLB picks. You know why, Jim? Because Lamont Williams says, Jimmy the Bag and Peter Loshak, I'm on lunch break. I missed your picks. What are your picks? Can you tell me, please? Yes, Lamont Williams, this is just for you. I'll review my picks, and I'll even tell you the picks that I'm liking more than the others. Lamont Williams, Milwaukee. My best play of the day, I think, is the Cubs second half -125. I'm also liking Milwaukee second half -130, a good amount. White Sox, first 5 innings, team total over 2. I'm liking that one a decent amount. Mets, first 5 innings, team total over 2 against Chatwood. I'm liking that one a decent amount. San Francisco, second half under 3.5 -125. I'm liking that one a little bit less, but still liking it. Minnesota, first half under 4.5 -115. Concerns with Carrasco's health, but I'm still liking that one anyway. And Angels, first 5 innings, team total over 2.5. And White Sox, first 5 innings over 4.5 are also other picks that I have. Other picks that I gave that I'm liking a little bit less: Detroit -1, Pittsburgh on the second half, and the Minnesota full game under at 8.5 -108. And now I'll read you Jimmy's picks. He can tell you which ones he likes the best if he wants. Jim's on Baltimore, first half over 5.5, full game over 10. St. Louis, first half over 4, full game over 7.5. Angels, team total over 4.5. Houston, full game over 6.5. Angels, run line +135. Atlanta, first half under 4.5. Dodgers, -1.5. And the Mets game over 9, -103. Any of those plays you want to say that you're liking a little bit more than the others for Lamont Williams specifically?
I did give my man Nasty Nate that over in the Mets Cubs, but it was difficult to pick one that I liked the best. My man Jay Peach asking when I'm going to get another video of me in the jungle with the monkeys. Very soon. I might go check out Spidey in the break.
Very concerning here. Gerald Martinez says Mercury have been lost and even gave up in the fourth quarter to the Wings when the game was in hand. I don't trust them. Very concerning, Jimmy the Bag.
Very concerning. But you need to know more about Gerald. Does he trust women generally?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not just Gerald's opinion. It's Tom Marino's opinion, someone else's opinion as well. Geez, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna stick with it for now. I'll check the line move. I probably should have waited until the 6:00 show to make my final pick on that one. But for now, I am gonna go with Phoenix at +8. I agree that I wouldn't necessarily want them early on because Minnesota may come out like gangbusters in the first quarter, and this is a game that may very, very well have a great second half play written all over it. If Minnesota is way up at the half, I'm probably going to be liking Phoenix. If Phoenix is up at the half, I'm probably going to be liking Minnesota on the second half. This might be a game that has some second half plays, but for now I have added Phoenix +8, +100, and the feedback that we got from the comments section does not make me confident in that pick.
But Flippers come in thinks Vegas +9 is a great spot, and he also likes the Sun at -7.5.
Yeah, the Connecticut Sun are 7.5, 8, or 8.5. I was leaning Sun as well, and particularly Sun on the first half and first quarter. I might give that one. Let me just quickly check the line here. The Sun are a very deep team, and this is another game that might have a second half written all over it. The totals on these games are I'm going to pass on all of them because they're high scoring teams matched up against low scoring teams. Yeah, Connecticut is -4 in the first half, and I'll throw that one on there just for now. Connecticut first half -4, just because I think this line might go up. -4, -117. That's the current line at Pinnacle. Let me quickly check the first quarter line. If there's a 2, I might take that one. Nah, only 2.5. So hold off on that one for now. The Mystics and Vegas, an Aces game. Of course, Vegas played last night on a back-to-back, so I haven't looked at that one too in depth. But I might have some other plays, some team totals. I might have a Connecticut team total over, even though it's a high one. I was leaning that way as well. Might take a shot with the Phoenix Mercury team total over, also at 75. But I'm obviously a little bit higher on Phoenix than everyone else is. So let's see. All right, some funny comments coming in, and that'll be it for now. I will review. Flipper likes UConn, like Connecticut -7.5, and Las Vegas +9. Let's see.
Elio just got here and he missed all of your WNBA segments.
No. All right. Okay. Let's keep it up. Let's move on. All right. So I've just given 2 plays. Connecticut first half -4, -117, and Phoenix +8, +100. Tail at your own risk. I might have some second half plays as well, and maybe some team totals in the evening show. But we'll see if I tweet out if I have any second half plays that I'm really liking. I'll tweet them out, and we'll see. I'm hoping to keep my WNBA record as stellar as it is right now. But of course, in any sport, the losses are sure to come. All right. So let's just quickly touch on NBA and NHL. Jimmy the Bag, any thoughts on what to expect from Game 2 in the NBA? We nailed the hell out of Game 1. Game 2 is going to be a different animal, though. What do you expect?
I expect that the Cavaliers missed their chance. Mm-hmm. That their path was winning Game 1, getting blown out in Game 2, resting LeBron for most of the fourth and most of the second half in a blowout, then winning both games in Cleveland. That was their path. So, I mean, I'm going to need a lot more time. I talked with Zach Jones about it a lot, and he thinks that the Cavs are in big, big trouble after letting that one get away, and he likes the Warriors to stomp on them. Now, we saw Durant not look himself when he has to defend LeBron. And Iguodala will likely be back, and when Iguodala is back, I expect Durant to go off. It's a huge change. That was their chance. That was their golden opportunity. And
I agree with you, Jim. I agree with you. I think they're more likely than not to get stomped, but I still think first quarter +4.5 or 4 or something like that might be worth a sneaky play. I do think that they're going to come out and give a strong effort in the first quarter, and then second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter is when they come out and actually get stomped. But this game isn't until Sunday, but we will be able to give a play on it if you want in the 6 o'clock show. All right, Jim?
Yes, and I won't give it out on the 6 o'clock show. I need more time to study it. If we can talk about it, I'd love to talk more about it, but I need more time with it and more study. Nate Pereira says, Jimmy, reconsider. I will be be doing a lot of reconsidering, and I will be doing a lot of thinking on this game, and I will tweet out a play on Sunday. I just these games take. The longer you break them down, I think the better handle you have on it. I don't think that you can overanalyze into a paralysis. I think that it helps.
Well, whatever Jimmy the Bag did for game one, absolutely nailed it. Nailed the first half over, nailed 2 player props. Awesome job, Jim. And I think I might be going with Cleveland first quarter once again, although I definitely would not want them on the full game. And once again, feels like Golden State third quarter is once again going to be a no-brainer play, even though the line will be 5 or 5.5. Then on Saturday, we have a Vegas-Washington game 3. Interestingly, Jim, from the opening line, this is interesting. Look at this. 10-cent line move in favor of Vegas. At Pinnacle,
of course,
Vegas opened at plus 121 at Pinnacle, now plus 111 at Pinnacle.
That makes perfect sense to me with Kuznetsov. Let's see if we can just get a quick little update on Kuznetsov. With him not in the lineup, he practiced on Friday. Did he really practice, or what kind of jersey was he wearing? The fact that he was up joining the Capitals for their skates, a great sign. Wow. Yeah, this is another spot that needs a little bit more time. But if he's good to go, that's a huge deal. This is another spot that I'm going to need to spend the afternoon studying, and I'm not going to force a play. But Kuznetsov is crucial to the Caps moving forward. I tell you one thing, I'm truly leaning towards a lower scoring game when it comes to Washington at home rather than Vegas at home. Let's get a quick little peek at the total here.
Well, the total also has taken a move down. A 15-cent line move to the under at Pinnacle opened at 5.5. The under was minus 105. Now the under is minus 120 at Pinnacle. So a clear initial market move favoring Vegas and favoring the under.
That makes so much sense to me. Both plays make sense to me. I'm going to take more time, and I would prefer Vegas get bet on, but I would not take the Capitals unless I knew Kuznetsov was in the lineup and I knew he could take faceoffs. And then the under to me feels like a really good play, but it's very dangerous against this Knights team that can score so quickly. Thomas said, I think the Capitals have momentum, will come hard here. I think there's a split in Washington, but they win game 3. The line is cheap to me because of Capitals' bad home playoff record. And that's a really good point. I like that. Nate Pereira says, Pete, I bought a camel jacket.
Very nice.
We'll send pics in.
Oh, absolutely. Camel hair. I think camel hair is very, very on trend right now. I might be a trendsetter. Jimmy the Bag, am I a trendsetter amongst the degenerate men in the United States, age 25 to 70?
No, throw the millennials in there too, man.
Age 18 to 100? Am I a trendsetter amongst degens in the United States? All over the world. Age 18 to 100.
I love it. I respect it. And
All right.
love it.
Jimmy the Bag. And let's end this with Teddy B says, Pete, what do you think about Detroit first 5 over? I was vaguely thinking about that first 5 over 5, but we will discuss that a lot more in the 6 o'clock show. I'm very proud that we kept a brisk pace for the most part throughout this entire show. And we will be back for the last show of the week at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Thanks so much, everyone. See you then.